everyone. It is Santi. I am 43 years old from Austin, Texas. I have been playing live reality games since like 2023. I have played minis since 2020. Thank you, pandemic. And I also host the Stranded not wheel. Well, I also host the Stranded recap episodes whenever they do air, and I've done the cast assessment. So I'm here to actually put my money where my mouth is. That's easy. It's Survivor Micronesia and it's Cerie Fields. Because she's just I don't how do you explain Cerie to somebody who doesn't know Survivor? She's like all around one of the best players socially, strategically. She's not physical, but she's always managed to get herself through tricky situations. She did the first, I believe, 3-2-1 vote whenever they took over the majority in Exile Island. And then she, of course, was part of the Black Widow Brigade. She got jumped in Heroes versus Villains. She got tragically taken out due to advantage get in Game Changers, and like she's just an all-around great player, and I just love her so much, and that's why it's my favorite season, Micronesia. Oh my god, my LRG history, I love it. So I started again, like I said, in 2023. My very first game was Survivor New York. That is my family, that is my people. I will do anything for Chris Lord or Naomi. Should they ask me, they could have my firstborn child, or actually my thirdborn child. If they wanted. In that game specifically, my favorite play is Melanie Bartlett and I basically double idle playing, and we voted somebody out that was not the target. It was me. So I did a shot in the dark, didn't work, and then I did an idle play where I negated, I believe, 9 votes, and then the next majority was Melanie with I think 2, but because she saved herself, the next person had 2, so they went. So that was fun. I found the idol in that game. Um, Sticking just with Survivor, I played Survivor Angelica, as you guys can see right here, last summer. That was such a fun experience. I got to play with some amazing players who've become my really good friends over the last year, and we robbed that market blind. I think we broke the game mechanic, and sadly, I got second place, which, you know, like I like to say, I beat 16 other people and only one person beat me. So that's how I justify it in my book. And I played a one-day Survivor game in Brooklyn, Survivor Brooklyn South. That was fun because it was LRG vets and versus LRG newbies, and we got completely pagonged. But at final 7, I just went chaotic, crazy Santi that I am, and I started gaslighting a specific player and convinced him that he told me a different name than what he actually told me. It caused this explosive tribal, and it was just so much fun to do. I got voted out the next round, but at least I went out with a bang. And then I, I played Resilience last year. It's Survivor based, but it's a completely different game. That one I got 4th place. I was fan favorite. I was most chaotic. I was voted most likely to be a spy. I just had so much fun in that game because it's like a big kind of escape room where there's multiple ways that you can figure out advantages, and they're kind of all open they're all in the open for everyone to kind of play with and figure out. So that was fun. I got 4th, which I got pushed by one of my closest allies that I need to seek revenge for. 3 weeks ago, I played Midwest Charity Trials, the Legacy Trials. It was season 1. I'd been raising money since January for that. And, I don't know if you know this story or not, Will, but I purposely swap screwed myself. So let me see if I can explain this carefully. So there was one tribe I could go to with 3 original blue, an orange, and then me. Or there was another tribe with 4 original blue, and then I would be the odd person out. The person after me was a girl. She was my closest ally, so I figured if I sent her to blue, they wouldn't vote a girl out because they had just voted out 2 girls, and then we lost a non-male player on my tribe. So that was my thinking. And then I decided to tell my old tribe that I was throwing the challenge because I had safety, so like I wasn't going anywhere. I didn't throw the challenge, but I did not try as hard as I could. And when the tribe decided that they were going to keep sending one person in to shoot baskets to make this goal, I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Well, we lost, of course, right? And I went to each person and I was like, hey, do I have an avenue to work? Is there something that I can do? And one person was like, yes, let's talk. And we came up with a little plan. And then every other player was like, no, being me, I started hyping the cameras up. I told production, like, I'm about to make Tribal go live. Like, it's going to be crazy. And my husband and daughter were spectating. So, of course, you know how to put on a show. Ashley's the one who pitched a different name. So I turned around and I was like, well, hold on. Like, something's not right here, because if you're close to the 4, why did you easily throw this one under the bus? And you can't get rid of me because I have this safety. And I showed this little safety token that I had, which was legit. As I get up to go play it, I say, oh, I have 2 of these, by the way. Play it. They can't vote for me. The host confirms that. And then I go balls to the wall. And I'm like, look, I have a second one. And if you guys don't vote out Ashley, I'm throwing the next challenge. And you're going to have to eat your own then, or you're going to have to eat your own now. And I tried to blackmail them. And that did not work. And then I got swap screwed again, 7-1. So 7 original blue, and then me. I tried to fake the idol again, but they voted out my closest ally in the last round, thinking I would play my idol, so it would go to him. So they obviously knew it was bullshit, and they voted me out. I was the last pre-juror, but I raised $2,000 for my favorite charity, and I got so much from the experience, and I would do it 1,000 times again. And even though I didn't win, I had a lot of fun. So that's my LRG experience as a player. I think this game is heavy information based. Aside from the physicality and all the other aspects of the game, because you look at like Amir and Gibble in the very beginning when they went to the summit, and they did not, excuse me, they did not get their story straight. If I'm going to go to the summit, whoever I am with, we are going to rehearse that entire story for the next 5 minutes after we decide what we've decided to do with that. So that's one of the things I've learned, is that be free flowing with information, but not give out too much, especially with the one world kind of dynamic in the game, because if I lie to my tribe, it could very easily go over to another tribe as information, and then should we swap or should something happen, now I'm looked at somebody who's not trustworthy. So it's going to be a very interesting balance of how do I control the information and be within the channel and make sure the information that I'm sending out is at least semi-true or believable. Girl, okay, look, if I could take this camera and show you my garage right now, you would see all the things that I have prepared. I have puzzles. I have endurance comps. I have that giant ass snake maze that I spent a lot of money on that will be in every LRG that is based in Texas for the next 5 years. Practice, and I was gonna pull this off in Legacy Trials, but I didn't. But I know the 10-minute version of Taylor Swift's all too well, and if I'm an endurance comp, I'm probably gonna sing it. So that's also in my repertoire. So I am like ready for this. What I need to calm down is this craziness that happens when I start playing a game where I just get myself into really tricky situations. I honestly want players, or not players, the audience. I would honestly like the audience to see a different side of me, that I'm not just this agent of chaos, and I'm not just this villain that will like stab my allies in the back for funsies. I am a straightforward player. I do always pick 1 to 2 allies that I am extremely loyal to, and I want people to see that. Like, I'm not this crazy person. I actually do have a strategic brain to win these games. So I go into every LRG with the idea that everybody knows each other, and I will also know people within the game. But I also try to go in fresh and come up with the branding mindset. If I go in with somebody that nobody knows me and like has no idea what I'm capable of, then I'm going to definitely ally with that person, because it's somebody that's new to play with and I don't know how they operate. So it's kind of like the opposite of the devil you know and the devil you don't. I would like to play with the devil I don't, because if I get screwed over by somebody like that, I'm totally fine with it, because it's funny. It's my bad. It's going to be hard to not metagame it. And I know that they're going to look at me in the same way, or like, oh, Santi's been known to do this and Santi's been known to do that. And it's going to, how do I build a bridge with that person? And are they willing to build bridges with me? Because it'll just come down to this aspect of let's start going after each other, and then we have the people that don't really know these games or don't know what's going on win, and that's not fun. With the people that I know, it just depends on how I left the relationship the last time I played with them. If it was somebody who was my closest ally in a game and then we were like rock solid all the way through, it's gonna take a hell of a lot for me to screw that person over. If it's somebody that I screwed over, and I have since mended fences with, I will definitely work harder to build that relationship. With the person I know, I will probably like if it's anybody I know, like just be check-ins, like, hey, we're good. Here's what I know. I haven't heard your name. Boom, gone. I'm not going to become best friends with them. Like I can talk to them outside of the game as I have talked to them after we have played games together. But if it's the player that knows me and that I screwed them over or done something shady to them, that's gonna be my best friend. Like I'm gonna be stuck to them like glue, and I don't care how it looks because I need them fully reassured that I am not gonna do the same thing I did to them that I did last time. And that is my plan. I don't want to screw anybody over. I will only do it if I have to. Burn the fucking camp down. That's literally because I always say like in these games, every second counts. Every single second counts. I can tell you every single point in my LRG experience where I should have said something different to one person and it just catapults in my entire game. So if I find out within the last 10 minutes that it's me, I'm not gonna panic. That's probably not true. I will panic. But I would have started throwing shit at the wall. Like I told you, like the gaslighting thing that I talked about earlier, literally the person told me the name as we're going to vote. And I'm like, how can I flip this to where he looks like a scumbag in the next round? Because I'm thinking a round ahead, right? 30 seconds, literally, he tells me the name, I sit down, and I just tell the girl next to me, follow my lead. So if you give me 10 minutes to come up with some crazy cockamamie story or crazy cockamamie plan, it's gonna happen. And it's gonna be a fun tribal council. I might bluff an idol. I might start just shoving shit in my pockets to make it look like I have an idol. Like I will do anything I can, especially if my alliance members are bullshitting me and I can read bullshit really well. And I can tell when people are lying to me, and then somebody comes up to me and says, hey, it might be you. This is what I'm hearing. Like, I'm gonna burn it down. I vibe well with players that are just even keel, that are not going to make crazy moves. They're not going to flip anything in the last second. I need one of those players to balance me out. So I can go to them and be like, hey, here's the crazy thing I want to do. And they can be like, well, Santi, how about we wait for 3 rounds to do that? And then how about we do this instead? And as long as it benefits me, then I'm good. The players that I don't like are the arrogant ones for no reason. Like, why are you arrogant in an LRG? This is youtube.com. Nobody's winning $1 million. Like, why do you have unnecessary arrogance? And especially if you try to tell me how to play a game. Like, no, because there's no specific way to play Survivor and win. I think if you put any Survivor winner in a different season, you get a different outcome. I think it's a lot of unpredictability. I kind of foresee tribes switching every round. So you're constantly having to move numbers and trying to figure that out. That's to me what adapting to the chaos looks like. I don't know, like there's so much that you could actually throw into there. You could, who knows what kind of idols you could come up with that are advantages, but I'm really good at adapting to chaos and kind of just going with it and leaning into it. And then just throwing my own level of chaos in as well for funsies.
Speaking of the tagline, it starts right now. So I have a proposition for you. So listen up. So, knowing that the game is chaotic, I'm willing to give you information about season 2's twists and turns. But in order for me to give you that, you will need to sacrifice your vote at the first tribal council that you attend. So, are you willing to give up your vote at that first tribal council you attend in order to get information about the game? Or do you want to keep your vote and go into the game completely blind? You have a minute to decide. It starts now. Just speak out loud and tell me what you're thinking about.
I mean, I already know what my decision is.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, girl, I'm not flying thousands of miles to be first boot. I'm not giving that vote up. I'm sorry, I can't.
So you're going to
I will go in fully blind, throw whatever you can at me, Will. I will adapt to the chaos.
Lucky for you, this was just a test.
Okay, good.
But this was a test to show us, to show you, and to show the viewers how You make split-second decisions under pressure. How will this factor into the game? You have no idea. And with that being said, will Santi survive being stranded? Only time will tell. Thank you.
Girl, if you divide us up by tribes based off of that answer, that is the gag.